Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of Educated Discussions. I'm Elmo here, alongside my co-host,
Felipe.
Now, Felipe, you brought something to my attention. You need some help, is that correct?
That is correct. I've been stewing on an idea here for PlayStation All-Stars 2.
Okay.
I think we have to drop the Battle Royale part of the name now, just due to
What was the original full title for that you're making a sequel of?
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Okay. And so it's just PlayStation All-Stars 2.
Yeah.
You're keeping the 2? You don't want to just rebrand?
It could be a reboot, but
I think you reboot this.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, this is
See,
your
right
idea.
there. This is why you're here. This is why I needed you for this.
You don't need to fear. I'm here, and I will steer this discussion, this educated discussion, in the right direction.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So I'm a huge Super Smash fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big. Been playing this since N64 days.
Likewise.
Yeah, exactly. So you and me have both had some fantastic matches versing each other and other friends being the top dog usually on our end.
Mm-hmm.
But however, yeah, it's the same thing. I'm not huge into Nintendo as much I am into PlayStation. Although my first console was a 64, I was too young, never really got into the characters. Not really my thing. All the Mario, Zeldas, Metroid, all that stuff. You know?
This is a hot take. It's
No,
not a common...
I like them, but that's not my primary
Okay, but you haven't
choice.
even played Breath of the Wild. Come on.
No, I got it.
You played Odyssey? No. Super Mario
I
Odyssey, I mean.
played 64.
Okay, anyway. So
Some say the best
it is
one.
obvious to our listeners that you are not as big of a fan because you've strayed away from the most notable releases on the Nintendo
That is correct.
brand.
But I am into PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Love those characters. They're a little bit more my style when it comes to gaming. A little more...
Not as fun.
No, much better. Much better. As even your gaming catalog shows. You game on other platforms. But anyways...
Wait, an Xbox? Oh, you want Xbox
Get
All-Stars?
outta here. That would be another podcast. Be much shorter.
Yeah, it would.
But anyways, so imagine my delight when they announced PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Do you know what
PS3.
year that was?
That is a great question that I probably should have been educated on, but I forgot. Probably like 2014?
2012.
2012. Oh, wow. Okay. So, very excited for the game, right? It's finally happening. Smash, but with PlayStation characters. Cool.
I was excited as well.
Yeah, and then it came out.
Did we not pay attention to the pre-release footage, or were they lying?
Even with the pre-release footage, I could tell something was amiss. But hyped nonetheless.
I don't know if you want to jump ahead here, but should we go over the roster? I would imagine a lot of this discussion will be the roster. Is that
Yes,
wrong?
that will be the first topic I'll go on because that's the
So,
most important.
I'm gonna pull up a list of the roster with my 4% of phone battery here,
Okay.
and I'll go over it real quick. But you lead this where you want.
Yeah, no.
This
Say the roster so
this
people know.
Educated discussion to go.
Yeah.
So, all right, I
No,
got
do
your
it.
roster right here. I'm gonna try and go a little quickly. We got Big Daddy BioShock, Cole McGrath, Infamous, Colonel Radek from Killzone.
Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Dante from DMC Devil May Cry.
Uh-huh.
Emmett Graves from Starhawk.
Yeah.
Evil Cole McGrath. Fat Princess from Fat Princess. Isaac Clarke, Dead Space. Jack and Daxter. Cat and Dusty from Gravity Rush.
Yeah.
Kratos, God of War. Nariko, Heavenly Sword. Nathan Drake, Uncharted. Parappa, the rapper. Raiden from Metal Gear. Ratchet and Clank. Sackboy. Sir Daniel Fortesque from Medieval, Sly
That's gay,
Cooper,
but yes.
Spike, Sweet Tooth, Twisted Metal, Toro Inoue from Doko Demo Isio,
Nice.
Zeus from God of War, and then there was some DLC. I believe that's where Cat and Dusty came in.
Well, yeah, that and
Zeus.
Isaac.
He was DLC?
Isaac was
Okay.
DLC, yeah. I remember. He was one of the last ones.
Oh,
By
yeah,
that point, people have dropped
yeah.
off, and it was sad. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, that was the first roster.
They really cut the legs out from under that game by then. Because, in Dead Space you can, shoot off
Get
the
outta here.
legs and the arms.
As you can tell, the roster not very big. That was a little disappointing for a lot of fans.
Good amount of names.
It was enough, but keep in mind that was with DLC included, so not even fully on the disc when you bought it. So I was fine with it, but definitely could have used some more characters. But anyways, yeah. So this is gonna be my pitch for the game: roster, stages, story, and what this could mean for PlayStation if this does come out and performs well. Okay, but as you can tell, my idea is not fully concrete.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought you here,
so
you can add some water,
splash,
and solidify. It's a concrete joke, and solidify this pitch because you add
baseball
water to the. All right. Plus, there's some franchises here that I know I should include. Mm-hmm. However, I'm not a big fan of. So that's where you come in.
Okay.
Hopefully you are fans of these.
Now, are you... it sounds like you're going to go over your roster here.
Yeah.
May I ask this question? What is your philosophy? Because I feel like Smash is like a celebration of just video games at this point. From stages to characters to music, which I'm a huge fan of the
I think it's more of a celebration for Nintendo, ultimately.
It is, yes. But they've branched
Smash
out.
Ultimate.
But that's why you got your Terry in there. You've got more
Of course. And I love that they're doing that. And every time they announce a new freaking Fire Emblem character instead of a third party, it upsets me a little bit.
But
get out of here,
but
Violet.
Listen,
out of
if
here.
they added that
Where's
Three
Crash?
Houses soundtrack without Violet, I would have been fine. But as a fan of Three Houses, probably one of my best games of the last few years. I know I'm in the minority.
Correct.
50% here.
No, people like that game.
Anyway, but your philosophy is what exactly?
Pretty much the same philosophy. So the thing is with PlayStation All-Stars is it was very close to Smash, but it didn't go all the way. It needs to not be afraid of ripping off Smash, because Smash is near perfect. So go harder towards what Smash did.
Okay.
But there was still some ideas that I liked that PlayStation introduced that I wish Smash would do as well. We'll get into those later. But ultimately, my philosophy, back to your question, same thing. Celebrate PlayStation. Celebrate the history it's had.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to poke fun of its missteps. And ultimately, you'll have a great time with this game.
Okay.
And when choosing my characters, regardless if I like the characters or not, they do have to be, for the most part, unique. And they have to be
associated with
associated
Sony?
with PlayStation, ultimately, whether or not they're first party,
right.
Whatever. So yeah.
What's your roster amount?
Oh, it's
Smash
much bigger.
is in the 70s, I believe. So
it won't be as much as because the one thing I don't like about Smash, and I appreciate that they do it because it gives more options. I love the options. However, you got 10 characters from one franchise at sometimes, like freaking Mario. You got Mario, Dr. Mario, Luigi, Peach, I guess not Donkey Kong. What else?
But they get it.
Yeah,
the listeners,
whatever.
They get it.
Daisy, I it's cool having the options in case you're missing a character, but then at that point it's just like, all right, who am I gonna get? Obviously, spoiling one of them, Nathan Drake. I'm not gonna have Sully in there, but that's what Nintendo would do. So
I mean, that's an odd comparison, but you want to. I mean,
it's another character in that.
But when you come into situations like that, I think you're talking about the echoes they refer to them as.
Not always echoes though.
But
Luigi and Mario are completely different.
Right.
Daisy
they
Peach
started in Smash 64 as.
Yeah, they were about the same.
Ganondorf and Captain Falcon as well, but there's totally, I think a misunderstanding from I don't know what others might be thinking, but when we have an Echo character, I don't know how much of a budget or time is taken away from another roster character, by making a Lucina. Is that? I don't think much time is taken from that. It's just here's a little extra, little gift.
And again, I acknowledge that.
And I like Lucina.
I know. I do like having more options. If it was up to me, sure, bring everybody in. But I'm trying to be, realistic is going to be in quotes. I'm much educated in discussions.
I think the you don't want Sully kind of deal.
I want Sully, but
weird just because Sony does seem to stick to their mantra of we are the single player experience.
Correct.
And I think Nintendo's more of like a, hey, we're for everyone. This is a just Mario Party.
Yeah.
And I think that lends itself better to having like those not main protagonists, because like I've controlled Luigi in other games.
Yeah.
I've used Lucina. I've used at some point Bowser Jr. in something. Where have you used Sully and everything?
No.
So
which is why I don't think he needs to be in this game.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna list my roster now. Okay. Feel free to chime in if you have any comments.
Maybe I'll make some noises, but I think you should go over your list.
Okay. I know you've been kind of glancing at it upside down.
It's upside down.
The table.
I
know you saw some of them.
I saw Kratos. That's really it.
Okay. Keep in mind that for some of these, I'm using, like I said, just PlayStation. Just dive in. Don't be afraid to copy Smash. It's a good thing. You're copying a fantastic game. So I'm gonna bring up Echo characters. Okay. That will control very similar but have slight differences.
Are you gonna say Echo?
Yes. Okay. I will let you know which ones are echoes of each other. Okay. This is who I think should be on the main list of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Okay? Whether
Get rid of Battle Royale, you said.
Whatever. Yeah, PlayStation All-Stars 2. Or you know what? No, you said the reboot. We're rebooting this. PlayStation...
All-Stars.
See, another thing I want to throw in there before I get to the roster. Sorry to keep you waiting, everybody, on your toes.
I mean, I like rosters.
Did you see they have a new game coming out called, like, Smash All-Stars or something? All-Stars is now taken by another IP through PlayStation. So it's like, if they do reboot it, like, what can they call it? You know? Because they already have played a
Sony Soldiers.
Get out of here. For right now, though, for the time being, PlayStation All-Stars reboot, okay? Or 2, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm going to probably say 2 a lot because that's what I had in my mind the whole time. Okay, so the roster goes as this. All right? Kratos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sackboy/girl.
Is that an Echo situation or
no, just costume.
Okay.
Yeah. Nathan Drake, of course, my boy. Ratchet and Clank, keep them together like they did in the first game. Okay. Parappa, I don't care too much about the character, but deserves to be in there. Big staple in PlayStation 1 history.
I forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door. It's a Parappa.
Oh, okay.
Lyrics.
See? That shows you how much I know.
That's why I'm here.
Next, Crash Bandicoot. Okay. I think it deserves to be there. I know it's not owned by Sony anymore, but it is tied to PlayStation. Everyone knows that.
I would agree. At least for a time it was.
So, Cole from Infamous. Not do the evil...
You don't want Delson?
What? That's my Echo character. Come on now. So I got Cole and Delson. They'll both control similar, I mean, as they did in the actual games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, one using smoke powers instead of shooting lightning and stuff like that, and maybe have his traversal be a little different. You know, since technically Delson kind of, I believe he like teleported with his smoke, right? Or was that only through vents? I'm not too sure, but very similar characters. But
I already have comments,
different.
But I'm waiting.
Okay. Ellie from The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Grown up, of course. You can have a child being beat up and killed.
I played Animal Crossing on Smash.
Yeah, we're not killing nobody.
Okay.
Is
there killing in your PlayStation All-Stars?
Yes, there's be blood. Okay. No. Ellie and then Joel as the Echo. Obviously,
you just upset the internet, but okay.
No, the internet can.
Well, the internet's listening,
to be a G-rated,
so
PG rate. So moving from that, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, perfect. Cloud, a little character I'm sure you're familiar with. Jin from Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tekken.
No.
Or as Michelle Rodriguez would say, Tekken during the Game Awards.
Oh, gee. Oh, yeah.
They revealed the Fast and Furious game.
Tekken. Sweet Tooth. Don't care about those games. I'm sure they were great at the time. I don't know. But he deserves to be in them. Come on. Twisted Metal, I was like everyone's jam. Spider-Man. Now, that can be tricky because that's Marvel. However, Sony's owned Spider-Man's rights for a very long time, at least for certain situations. But obviously, since now it's exclusive to PlayStation, at least the game, throw him in there. That'll be fun. Miles as the Echo. Okay. Next, Cat. I love me some Gravity Rush.
You want Dusty?
No, Dusty can. No, Dusty's got to be there. That's how she. I believe that's how she gets her powers. It's been a while. Yeah, some fan. Spike.
That is the monkey catching game?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Ape Escape.
Ape Escape, yeah. Like, that's not the word they use. Yeah. Ape Escape.
Weird.
Never played them.
I just need a weird aside. Okay. I have never actually played an Ape Escape game.
Same.
But, like, back in the day, like, I used to get demo discs somehow. I don't recall why. But, like, I played a ton of Ape Escape on just demos.
Oh, okay. So you kind of have, like, you kind of feel like you are familiar with the franchise.
And at the time, I didn't understand demos. I was like, well, the game, why can't I play the next level? Like, so I just replay it over and over. So I actually have a lot of experience with all the Ape Escape games.
Would you like them?
Just as a kid, I feel like if I had known, this is never gonna let me play the whole game, maybe it would have been different. Anyway,
usually after the third time, you
listen. I was like 6.
Yeah, well,
6-year-olds are dumb.
Mm-hmm. Moving on from that, Sir Daniel again.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing that game a long time ago. Never beat it.
They did the remake.
Yeah, so I think he should be there. Again, not too familiar with it, but I know he belongs there. You know, because if Nintendo can pull out weird characters out of nowhere, then I'm sure PlayStation can do the same. Deacon St. John.
Who's that
from
again?
Days Gone.
Okay. God.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on his performance, but he was regardless. The game was good. And he deserves to be in it.
Ride me like you ride your bike, or whatever that one cutscene is that I saw.
What was the wife was saying?
Yeah, the wife says that.
Spoilers. Sly Cooper. Okay. Noriko. Right. Toro again. I know he's
the little cat mascot. Yeah. I don't care about him at all, but I think
big in Japan deserves to be there. Oh, Hunter.
From Monster Hunter?
No.
Okay.
From Bloodborne.
Okay.
You have the main dude. Everyone, I know you can edit him or whatever. Maybe we can have his outfits changed or whatever. But the main thing with the hat and the saw blade.
Robin and Smash is like, that's fine.
Okay. Knack. I never play the games.
No,
but they are PlayStation. I think
if you want the meme material, you put Knack in there.
Exactly.
Just call him Knack 3.
No, and again, never play the games. They might be great, but I know it gets chuckles out of people when bringing up the name.
Is that worthy of a spot? A chuckle?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Snake.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid or whatever. One of the Metal Gears. And I'm not too familiar with the franchise. I know you are a little bit more than I am.
I think a lot of bit more. But
yeah, true. A lot of bit more. Spyro. Same deal with Crash, owned by Activision now. Needs to be in this game. Now, here's one that I've never played, and everyone always brings up as like one of their favorite games of all time. But you gotta throw Okami in there. Is that the name of the freaking wolf? Okami?
Oh,
Okami.
No, it's Amaterasu. I'm gonna say it wrong, but Amaterasu.
Is that the name of the wolf?
It's something. It's some. I think I'm pretty close.
That, again, why I have you here to hopefully help, because I know the name of the game, never played it, but I do know it means a lot to a lot of people.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I believe, had.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That's cool. All right, so out of that, Leon from Resident Evil. Okay? Obviously, multi-platform, but started originally on PlayStation, and I think he deserves that. Sam Bridges from Death Stranding. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Will we get Norman Reedus to do the voice acting? We'll know. Or we'll see. We'll know. We'll know once the game comes out, but we'll see. I guess they could just get sound bites. I'm Norman. Or whatever. No, he says, I'm Sam, not Norman.
Yeah.
I'm Sam.
Well, he does say, this bike is as good as Hogs with Norman Reedus. Yeah. Whatever I never played it, so.
Hogs.
Whatever. I know, I've seen that
ride with
video.
With Norman Reedus. Not familiar with this game. I believe you are. 2B.
Okay.
Needs to be in this game. All right? Now.
Near Automata.
Yeah, right. Now, this is the last one on the who should be on the list, right?
Okay.
This one could cause issues due to licensing.
I mean, you've had Norman Reedus on there. So.
No. He's PlayStation. He's now PlayStation. He actually left Walking Dead and joined. Okay. Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
I don't like Sora, but okay.
I know you don't like him recently.
I have reasons
you were upset from Kingdom Hearts 3. I understand. A lot of people were.
Anyway.
However, he is tied to PlayStation as that's just how he is. Okay. However, obviously that can cause issues if you. I mean, come on, it's like that Final Smash or whatever you call it in this game. You gotta have Mickey, Donald, and Goofy or whoever his teammates are and do something. You don't have to, but that would make that better. And I know you will not be able to.
Yeah, you just canceled Sora.
That's why I have it. See over here with the question.
Sora will not be in Sony Soldiers.
No one will be in Sony Shoulders. That's a terrible name.
Well, Sony Shoulders, yeah. You don't want. You don't want
me
that
drinking
type.
Water. All right. Now, I wrote a DLC list. This can also move back and forth with being on the main roster or just giving something more to look forward to in the future after the game comes out. Okay. DLC.
How many DLC characters do you have here?
I didn't count them. I don't want to count them right now.
Is it a lot?
It's like 10.
Okay. Just curious how you split this up.
Lara Croft.
Okay.
You best believe she's going to have that outfit from PS1.
Jaggies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Triangles. Dante.
Original, right?
Original Dante with costumes for DMC.
They would never do that. As much as I would love that, but you just...
No, this is my game.
Okay.
PlayStation,
listen
up.
I want that. I'm a fan of that Dante.
Me too. I don't know why people were mean about the other one. I don't know why people, when you cosplayed as him, were upset that you weren't the original.
This is one real mean guy. I understand a lot of the apprehension, but I came to very much like that. But anyway, continue.
No, you gotta have it. Rayman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not familiar with this franchise, but I know what she means to it. Tracer from Overwatch.
Okay.
Alright? I don't know if you play this game. Skyrim dude.
Dovahkiin.
Sure.
Okay.
The dude with the horns, he does some yells. Full Ruda or something like that.
I mean, that's like you said a customized character, the Bloodborne guy kind of deal.
Exactly, yeah. But he is I believe he's the cover from it. Oh no, the cover is the dumb symbol. But he's been the face of that franchise forever.
Did you say the dumb symbol?
Yeah, some like weird.
Okay.
Some
I think there is like a Viking-looking guy on the cover. It's been a while.
That's the guy.
Okay.
Whatever.
I mean, I know
various outfits
from.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
Geralt from The Witcher.
Okay. Geralt.
Oh, okay. Geralt. Sure. I was gonna say Geralt, but I'm like, no, it's what you pronounce it. Okay. Fallout Boy.
You mean Pip-Boy?
Sure.
Okay.
Not the band, or the machine from Fallout. Whatever. That was a question for you. The suit that you wear.
Oh, like that's. I think those are guys in Vault, and it's known as Vault Armor.
Sure.
Okay.
So that's a question for you, as I assume a Fallout player, right?
I played some.
Should the Pip-Boy be the character, or should the machine be the character?
Well, I think that that the answer to that question changes based on Pip-Boy being in Smash, technically.
It doesn't matter. So is Snake. Snake is in Smash. He's in this game. Like I said, lean into Smash, man. I'm just saying. And he's just a costume. He ain't really in there.
I'll say you should give it to the Pip-Boy here.
That's what I thought. A little more unique, but
because your list is very masculine, overly masculine, I would say.
I mean, yeah,
like right. You need a fun. Like you don't have too much, like vibrant color characters on this list. If I'm recalling correctly.
Okay, I thought you were meaning like females to male ratio, which is I
mean that's just video games, sadly. But
who do I got here as girls? Ellie, Aloy, Kat, Noriko, Laura, whatever. Anyways, next person, Ezio, Assassin's Creed dude.
Okay.
Whether it be Ezio or you can interchange him with other costumes, but I feel like that's the most important one in that franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't like that one that much myself, but I know a lot of people do. Now here's one that you might be a fan of. Vincent from Catherine.
Okay.
And you have him in his undies with the horns.
Okay.
Come on now. That would be a fun
It's
one.
not the Vincent I thought you were going with, but okay.
I like that one.
I
Maybe
would-
Catherine as an Echo? I don't know.
I would not have considered that, but
You like the idea.
it's an idea.
Come on,
I don't know
man.
how
Imagine
I feel about
you.
it yet.
The game's out, right? The game's fantastic, right? And then, we're gonna have a what do they call it?
A reveal.
State of play.
Okay.
And at the end of that state of play, I can't even do a good.
How many Troy Baker characters do you have on this
That's
list?
why it's easy, man. He can just knock them all out at once. Come on, you see that he gets the invitation.
But then his
I don't know how
moveset,
they
his
do it, but-
moveset that's a
It won't be
character
blocks,
with a
pushing
unique-
blocks. We'll figure it out. Some sheeps involved. Some
You know, the actual hard part of all this.
exactly.
Okay.
Again, this is not a concrete idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got 2 more.
Okay.
This is gonna be your choice. Someone from Persona. Should it be Joker again? I don't know. I don't know enough about Persona to really say anything. I actually enjoy my time. I don't want to play those games.
Oh, you would enjoy.
Yeah, I know.
Who's my other choice? Are you saying
Your choice. Someone from Persona.
Oh, just any Persona character?
I'm thinking Joker because that's all I know, just based on Smash.
That would
But he
make the
deserves-
most sense.
I guess. I don't know. I never played him.
I think
I'm assuming he's not the only guy with powers.
I think it would make the most sense to put Joker, but I don't know if I would put. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, let's say Joker.
Okay. And the last one after DLC. Scorpion / Sub-Zero. One of the two. I would prefer Sub-Zero. I know
Okay.
Scorpion means more to the franchise.
You don't want Reptile?
Get out of here.
All right.
Lee May. So that's my roster. What you think?
I
know a lot of this couldn't be done. I keep in mind, I am aware.
Whatever. We're making Sony soldiers like.
Don't. That's not going to be the title of this podcast. I might be actually. No,
Oh.
no one will click it.
Okay. So do you mind if I see your list here?
Oh, you want to see it?
I wonder if there's.
Don't be looking at my notes for.
That's fine. I
story.
won't look at your notes.
I believe that's most of them there. Okay.
All right. There's a certain character that I was like, I don't recall you saying, and I'm. Okay, you did say it. Okay. All right. I feel like this list is overly reliant on PlayStation 4
Okay.
and not the history of Sony, as you mentioned.
All right.
So.
And I do know that. But go ahead.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No. Go ahead.
Now, how do you want me to do this? Am I cutting people? Am I?
No, I
think there's.
Who would you add? No one's being cut. These are all fantastic
I think
choices.
there needs to be cuts.
No one's
to
being cut.
retain the integrity of this roster.
You can cut who you want. I'm gonna slip a note to PlayStation, and they're gonna keep them in the game. All right. These are fantastic choices.
You need to cut Spider-Man and Miles.
No, that's not happening.
First of all, you open a huge can of worms when you add Spider-Man here, because then you're dipping into almost like when people want Goku in Smash. You've just opened like a new floodgate that I think personally ruins a little bit of the integrity of your roster here.
Okay.
I like Spider-Man very much.
No, apparently not. You're stepping all over his grave.
I just think he doesn't fit.
Okay.
I also,
He's staying, but go ahead.
if you're gonna put Cole and Delson, I would just scrap them and put Fetch. Or at least scrap Delson.
I thought of
Cole
Fetch.
and Fetch maybe.
But then that's
You have like 4 girls on your roster,
that's
and I know there's way less female protagonists,
Correct.
but you gotta take them where you can get them. And I think her power set would just be a really cool visual, as
of course.
opposed to lightning and smoke and
but
whatever
Fetch
else
isn't the main character. You play as her in DLC.
right.
Infamous. I mean, that is
I mean,
Infamous 1 and 2.
Sucker
was
Punch
Cole.
has no intention, I think, of ever using Cole and Delson again.
You don't know that. You'll see.
Okay, but
Hey, Infamous Remastered has been a rumor for a very long time.
well then,
Whether or not it's them, I don't
sure, Cole, but I think Delson's gone.
Nah, man, Delson needs to be there.
I think Delson is gone. I think he's gone along with Spider-Man, and I think
What if it's Delson with Fetch's power? Now at that point, just put Fetch.
yeah,
But Delson looks cool. That beanie, come on now.
no.
That's some Jughead action.
I also think you need to cut Sam Bridges.
No.
I think you need.
No.
I think the likeness of Norman Reedus creates problem. I think I'm looking at this a little more like I think realistically than you. So I don't know if that ruins this discussion here.
Correct. It does. All right. So that wraps up this podcast. No. Okay.
He needs to be gone. I've
telling
not
you,
played Death Stranding.
None of these guys are leaving.
I'm just telling you, if you want this game to happen,
it won't. Because
I know,
PlayStation doesn't like money, apparently.
If I'm doing this roster and I'm creating this sanctuary of PlayStation,
okay,
Norman Reedus, he's not PlayStation. Sam Bridges might be.
You are so incorrect in that statement.
Sam Bridges might be, but Norman Reedus is not.
Well, it's just the likeness they got. I mean,
but it's a pretty recognizable likeness.
I mean, yeah, I can't.
And I don't know how much of the conversation should be focused on this, but
not much.
Contract-wise, I think it does not work.
I think it does because PlayStation owns that IP. They can use it.
If you want to put a PlayStation Home guy, you could dress him up like Sam Bridges.
I got something about PlayStation Home in this.
Who's Toro again? That's the cat, right?
That's the cat.
All right.
Could care less about him, but he is important.
You have, and I almost say we do cuts here because then we're just making this big list even bigger and more unrealistic. You ignored Tekken.
I did
Heihachi
think of that.
should be on here. I don't love Heihachi.
I don't
personally.
I didn't want to fall into that trap because actually, wasn't he in the?
Was he in All Stars?
I think he was.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was actually.
Sure. Yeah. You need Heihachi on this.
Okay, I agree with. All right, sure.
If you want to put Julia Chang, I would be a bigger fan.
Yeah,
but
same here. She's actually pretty fun to use.
I think
Christian Montero, man, all the way.
if you want a real dream roster, there you go. But
yeah.
I think you're missing Heihachi.
Okay, I agree with you. That's my bad. I did definitely think about using him, and I kind of forgot using the first one. But that makes sense.
Now, you seem to not really you seem to not care for the original roster.
No.
From the original PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Correct. A lot of those people.
A name.
For example,
where's Killzone Man?
He will not be a character.
He's in the background.
And that's one of the
stage.
reasons why I said not to use him because if you look at that list, a lot of these are like gun users. We don't need another gun user. Trust me, I'm a huge Resistance fan, as you're about to find out with all the other stuff I have for stages.
Okay.
But Nathan Hale is not necessary on this roster, and neither is
Colonel Radek.
No, he's from Killzone. But who's that guy that took over for Nathan Hale? Darn it, Capelli. Something Joseph Joseph Capelli.
I think I only ever played Resistance 3.
Okay, so that was the guy.
I don't know. A while ago, I shot through walls with a gun. And
again,
cool.
it's just another dude with guns. Mm-hmm. I would love to have him there. No one would use him, so I know that's not okay. However, Resistance will get plenty of love in this.
I think you're
fans. Keep in mind, huge fan myself.
I think your list is too reliant on PS4. Okay. I think you've ignored some of your history here.
That's what I'm playing now, and I think that's important because these characters would transition well into a fighting game.
That's anything.
So here's another thing. A character I left out that I know that is PS1 important. Siphon Filter. No.
That's just another...
That's another dude. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't have
I got you right now.
Okay.
I don't even think you know this, so
that's why you're here.
Need to get discussed much, but Jumping Flash.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. That was like... And I'm not trying to be like, that's my PlayStation or whatever, but it's pretty much just a little robotic bunny. Okay. It jumps really high. It was like a 3D platformer.
You want to use him as a character?
I think he's on the PlayStation Classic, whatever that was called. They added Jumping Flash. You seem to be ignoring that PlayStation Classic. What was that called?
I have no idea what you're talking
about. Because they had the Nintendo Mini and all that.
Oh, yeah. It's probably called the PlayStation Classic. Okay.
Well,
PS1 Classic.
Jumping Flash is on there. They are going to consider it part of their history. To me personally, that's a pretty big part of PlayStation in my memory here. Okay. And I know we shouldn't discuss him too much because you don't know him, but you need the little robot bunny on here. Okay. I would also throw a Tomba or something.
Who's Tomba?
He's a little anime boy. He's like a caveman. It's not a platformer. There were a lot of those in the PS1 era.
Okay.
With also this roster you've created, I mean, I know you don't want to make cuts, but there's just too many PS4 only parts here.
Doesn't matter.
Cut Jin.
No.
You gotta cut Jin.
You haven't played the game.
I've
that's
not,
why.
but
and once you do, you'll be like
that. Okay, Jin
you're
is
gonna
a
go
DLC.
back to this. You're gonna get back to this part of the podcast. 36 minutes and who knows how many seconds in. You're gonna be like, God, I was such a freaking idiot for suggesting.
Jin
this.
would be a fine DLC character.
Okay, sure.
He's not on your main roster. I honestly wish you would cut this to like a 20.
No, we need a lot of people.
I think
I would love to see. That was the problem with the first game that a lot of people were complaining about. I'm trying to please everybody.
You gotta build a base.
I'm trying to please everybody, and you taking characters away will not do it.
Okay.
Do you really need
Deacon St. John? Do you really need dead?
You don't.
Dead man. What's that game? Born to Ride.
Get out of here. Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Born to Ride.
I don't know. Days Gone.
Fake fan here. That's why your arguments are invalid. You haven't even played a lot of these games.
I've played a majority of these.
Not the ones that you're trying to cut. Apparently, you haven't played Death Stranding. You're trying to cut him. You haven't.
I will never play Death Stranding.
You haven't played Days Gone. You want to cut him. You haven't played Ghosts, and you're trying to cut him.
I've played Spider-Man.
Well, you hate Spider-Man. That's
clear. I do not hate Spider-Man. Man,
I see a Venom shirt underneath that jacket you're wearing, boy.
This is not a Venom shirt. I don't love Sackboy, but I'm leaving him on here. I played like barely any Little Big Planet.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with you. I think I figured it out. That's where your negativity comes from. You need some positive fun in your life.
Yeah, I've been getting that without the need for friggin' Sam Bridges.
All I'm saying is I'm not gonna pick it apart too much, but in Super Smash there's a lot of characters that don't need to be there, and they're there.
They're great though.
And you're not giving these guys a chance.
Okay, but I think my philosophy is just different running into this. But Lara Croft should not be your DLC. Lara Croft is main roster.
I do agree with that. Yes. Again, this was something that I've been kind of working on the side. You suddenly sprang upon me. Hey, I'm going over tonight to do this podcast. So I wasn't really fully done. So again, that's why you're here. You're helping me out. No one's being cut.
If you have Vincent, you don't need Persona.
Okay.
I love me some Persona, but
I think Persona deserves to be there. But that's just me.
Vincent and Persona cannot coexist. In Sony Soldiers 1. Sony Soldiers 2, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But not in Sony Smackers. Do you like that better?
No. Well, you know what? Yes, I do. But all right. So that's it. I mean,
I think this roster's too big. You gotta you need more cuts.
No one's being cut. If the main reason I asked was for you, just to give your opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
Help me add some people. You added the dumb bunny thing. Go ahead. That's fine. I'll give that one to you because it was part of your childhood and no one else cares about that game. All right. So
the PlayStation Classic.
No one bought that because that bunny thing was on it.
I'm sure there were other reasons.
Yeah, there is Tekken. And then whatever the Toomba thing. I'm think I've heard the name. I'll agree with you with that.
I don't need Toomba. But
you brought him up.
I think that's a good addition, but
oh my god,
I'm not like I would very much like Nathan Drake over him. Okay, can I?
But you
I
can't.
Need to do
he's
this.
on PS4.
I need to do this. Here are your locks. I'm gonna give you your locked people.
They're all locked.
I'm gonna go quick. Keep Kratos. Keep Sackboy. Nathan Drake. Ratchet and Clank. Jack and Daxter. Crash.
No problem.
Ellie is a weird one. I feel like it should get in there, but
she's important.
She is. I can't imagine that in a game. And I don't think Joel is a.
I can't.
Echo works. Abby would work.
No.
Weirdly enough,
Joel would be best.
If anything, Joel Abby makes more sense. From a gameplay perspective, not from choosing the roster here. Right. You keep Aloy is not one I would have thought of for some reason. That's a lock.
Of course.
Cloud, I think that's a lock. That's PlayStation to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Tooth. I would keep Spike I feel like Cat.
Come on, man. PS Vita.
I think Cat ends up on DLC again.
PS Vita, man. Oh, sure. As long as she's in there.
I think I don't want to, but I think.
But she was already DLC though. She should.
I know that, but she's just. Yeah. And Sly Cooper needs to get cut. I don't like that, but to make this roster tighter, I think you need to cut Sly Cooper.
No,
you cut Sly.
All right, so
they don't care about Sly Cooper.
Audience, as you can tell,
I like Sly Cooper.
Based on that statement alone and the fact that he hates Spider-Man, this guy is not right to choose
Spider-Man.
this.
You cut Naruko. Cut her.
No.
You want to put enslaved guy there?
I won't fight.
Don't
for
fight.
Naruko.
Don't fight.
I won't fight for Naruko too much, but she does hold a special place in my heart for that game. Okay. But
it's the only game they made that I don't like. So.
Okay. Well. All right.
I'd say keep Toro, keep Hunter. Knack is funny. Keep him.
Yeah.
Snake. Spyro, no Okami, Amaterasu. I think I don't associate that with Sony at all.
You're crazy, but okay.
I mean, I played it originally on the Wii.
Yeah, so it got re-released,
and it has that IGN logo in the corner or on the cover somewhere. Yeah. Leon, give me Jill. Put Jill there. Swap for Jill.
So Echo, Jill.
No, just Jill.
Instead of Leon.
I mean,
she's more important.
I like my pretty boy Leon,
but you're gonna say that Jill is more important than Leon.
Yes.
You're insane. But okay, I'll add her as an Echo. You're not taking Leon away. He needs to be there.
2B is cool, but she's in Soul Calibur. She got her time. Okay. Sora, I think Sora is a lock if you can make it work. I don't think you see any Disney characters though.
No, of course not.
Lara Croft needs to be on here. Dante needs to be on here.
Okay.
I would cut Geralt in Skyrim.
Oh, because he had his.
That's Soul Calibur as well, actually. No, just.
So that's your reason.
Gotcha. I don't think that's just.
It's DLC.
The core roster needs to be.
He's in the DLC, isn't he?
I get. You're right.
Yeah. See.
Cut him. I like Geralt more than way more
wants
than you
more
do.
Content for the characters?
I feel like this is too. We're too
spending
big.
Too much time on this.
Okay, but I mean, this is going to be the biggest discussion piece. I think.
You think this is going to go longer than our spoiler cast?
No,
I hope not.
I believe this character,
Gotcha.
the roster part will be the longest. But I think Sub-Zero or Scorpion. That's good.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would throw in some. Well, never mind. I was gonna say some Street Fighter, but I could care less about that franchise.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it's in Smash, so it's always weird. But you throw a Chun-Li in there, I think you got a good. I think you throw in a Chun-Li if you scrap.
Now, a reason I didn't want to add Fat Princess is because no one really plays those games anymore, and also with the name Fat in the title, I know that's the name of the game, but I feel like 2020, or by the time this game comes out, 2023.
That's pretty short. Still.
I feel like probably shouldn't be using terms like that, and I'm sure if they were to remake that game, they'd probably call it something else. So yeah, I don't think we need.
How'd you feel about? No, never mind. I was gonna say put an Until Dawn character, but
I
that'd
trust
be cool,
me. But Until Dawn will get some love.
That's the Sam Bridges problem.
Until Dawn will get some love. You'll see.
I mean,
okay.
What if I? There's you're missing like the PS2 era. I think.
Like who was there from PS2? I already got Sweet Tooth.
Like if anything, I wouldn't prefer it, but I think
I got Jack and Daxter.
You do.
What do you want me to add? Prince of Persia?
That's not a bad idea, actually. I was thinking though, and I don't like this, and I don't think it's the right call.
Oh my god!
For the purpose of the sanctity of this, you cut Cloud and you put.
Why are you trying to cut? Why are you trying to take characters away from these?
I think you replace Cloud with Titus.
Who's Titus?
In Final Fantasy X.
No.
You know I'm here to balance.
I understand what you're trying to do, but I don't like it.
If anything, Cloud and Titus together, or put Yuna. I think Yuna is the right call.
I don't know who Yuna is.
Anyway, if you're listening,
she's the one dressed in yellow.
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
She's a summoner. I think that's a cool separate character, kind of a Zelda kind of deal.
Don't take
not
Cloud
sword
away.
fighter.
Add Yuna.
Cloud and Yuna. I think that's the right call.
All right. I agree.
I actually am liking that
I've
idea.
heard the name a few times,
more than I
know.
say it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. No Ezio. I think they're done with that character in a way that
matter. When was
different.
Elmo used? Elmo, Jesus.
I ain't in this.
When was Smash? When's the last time Nintendo used Captain Falcon? Get out of here.
I mean, but he's pretty much just a Smash character at this point.
Exactly.
So there's no like.
He shouldn't though. He has his own franchise. They're way done with him, and they're still using him.
You don't even have any Castlevania guys on here.
I was gonna bring that up to you as a topic of discussion. Who do you think should be? Because
that put Alucard.
Who's that?
You watch the anime. He's the.
That's what's wrong with the anime. I don't know who anyone is.
There's only 3 main characters.
I don't know their names.
All right. Anyway, Alucard. He's the one that's the pretty boy.
Right. Yeah, I know who he is now.
Okay.
Wait. The guy with the chain?
No.
Oh, see?
You're just being funny.
I swear to God, I'm not.
There's Trevor, Sypha, and
Trevor.
Anyway.
Sypha. What a.
Anyway, you should watch season 3 because she gets some really good parts.
I mean, she's probably the best part of that show.
She gets better. Anyway,
okay.
Back on topic.
Yeah.
You add Alucard on here.
Okay.
The son of Dracula.
All right, I agree.
He should be on this list.
This is why I hear add people.
And that's a PS1. That's a PS1.
Okay.
I mean, this is just a big roster.
It won't be even nearly as big as.
If you wanted to get, if you didn't like my Leon deal, like, and if you don't want Jill put Leon and Claire together, kind of deal.
Okay.
I think that would be.
No, but Jill's from a different franchise from Resident Evil, so sure. I mean, I'm sure they intersect at some point. I don't know.
Who?
Jill and Leon.
I mean, they're technically in the same town,
but you never see them.
Correct.
Together.
Anyways, and Jill's like partners with Claire's brother.
I know, Chris.
And where's? Okay, I mean, I was gonna say Shadow of Colossus, but they don't. That's a stage.
That's a stage.
That's like the Poke Floats, whatever.
No, we're not gonna be on Colossi.
And there's some other Sony, I think, only franchises that
I'm sure I'm missing, which is why I hope you would bring them. But maybe in further discussions,
right. If I keep it at the top 5 of who you should put in here.
Oh my gosh,
I'm not cutting anyone. I think for the sake of
we won, audience.
No, you need a little more fun on here.
Okay,
I think, and I agree. Look it up. I think at some point, but Jumping Flash.
Okay,
goes on this. Just because you were very PS4 heavy here.
That's the majority were these fun characters that are unique, that will be different.
Man and woman with gun is not unique.
Again, which is why I try to limit it. Some characters need to be there. Okay?
Yeah.
So we don't need Hitman. We don't need Cypher Filton. That's a podcast beyond.
Sam Fisher I could see on here.
I thought he was Xbox.
I'm pretty sure it's Tom Clancy.
Splinter Cell. Oh, it's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah. I think that would make.
But again,
happy.
Another dude with guns with freaking lasers.
Okay, well that's why I'm cutting some of your dudes with guns here.
No,
I even think
the dudes with guns are more.
I don't know why the Last of Us in here is weird to me.
No,
I think it's fine here. Like it makes total sense.
Yes,
there's something about it it doesn't.
It makes sense.
Stick with me.
It's PlayStation. It's their biggest franchise right
now.
No,
I'm not saying cut it. It just.
What do you want? Gran Turismo car?
Okay, wait a minute.
Let's see.
Wait a minute. No. That's a good idea. That is a great idea.
Gran Turismo will have some love.
I think that happened. There's like a Ridge Racer car in some fighting game before. Anyway. Okay, top 5 picks. Okay. Honestly, I may throw Gran Turismo car on there.
Oh my god. The speed us up.
Jumping Flash. Gran Turismo.
Okay.
Move Lara Croft up to main roster.
Sure.
I think Yuna as well.
Okay.
And it's just, and I feel like genre-wise you're missing, because Smash is really good about that as well. Like it's a different diversity of genres.
Should we include someone from Dragon Quest? I mean, I know that's similar to
I mean, we got RPG. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. But Dragon Quest is like mostly Nintendo. Yeah. At the beginning, at least.
Oh, okay. Monster Hunter?
I feel like that's at some point that was a major Nintendo deal.
Okay.
And then that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That other one came out and they got
Mario?
Mario?
Okay.
And I'm trying. I don't want to waste that fifth spot on Chun-Li, but I think that might be a good call.
You know what would stick it to Nintendo's face? Waluigi.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead. So was that your top 5? I think you got. I only see 3 fingers up.
No, I have 4
fingers.
Replace Gran. I think Gran Turismo Car is actually a good like Rob from Smash. I think that's a good call.
That's
but
so dumb.
throw a Chun-Li on there, and Heihachi.
Okay.
Those are your 5 missing pieces.
Okay.
And that's Heihachi's a PS1, PS2 is what I most think of it with.
Yep.
Jumping Flash just PS1. Lara Croft's PS1 and on.
Okay.
Yuna's PS2.
And have her outfits be from eras. Maybe even her graphical appearance would be from different eras as well. So have nasty triangle boobs, Lara Croft.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Yuna. I'm like,
no. And then Underworld, Tomb Raider Underworld, and of course, 2013 or whenever that game came out, Lara Croft. Just little things. Snow 1 from 2.
This is not going to play well.
All of these,
but this is Yuna. I'm showing him a picture of Yuna.
Okay.
She's got a
great for
staff.
the listeners.
Yeah, they could. Okay, everyone Google Yuna.
That's not who I thought that was. I thought she was some girl that had like a headband and she was wearing yellow. I don't know. Jessica Nigga cosplayed her as once.
And Jumping Flash. Everyone should Google Jumping Flash.
That looks.
Oh no, it's.
I'll put the picture up on the. God, that looks terrible. But sure.
Had good fun as a kid, and I think it's just in a very bleak, rated M for mature roster. You have here.
Sackboy, come on. Toro,
yes,
come on.
You have 1 for every 6 murderers here.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
This is a more. This is
a fun list. Like you.
Ultimately, these are characters beating each other up, trying to kill each other. Okay, they can be more, whatever, adults.
I don't know. Being more adult.
Why would Mario want to hurt Pichu? You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with Super Smash. All right, so let's move on.
I don't see how Ellie works in this game. I think she should be in, but I don't see how she works.
She works. All right, so
she gonna just say F words and stab people in the neck?
She will say some stuff. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about the story.
I have one more character actually, and if we're gonna stick to your Sam Bridges, it's getting stuck in here. Tony Hawk.
You have never been more correct in your life. Yes, Tony Hawk is in this game.
I would, if we're just going
of
balls
course.
to the walls,
dude.
You should throw a Tony Hawk.
That is
here.
perfect.
And that's another genre that it's.
And he comes out to so here I am growing older.
You just made the contract signings even harder for this game. Anyway, story is next.
Song, man.
Do you have a lot for this? Because I feel like this part's not.
No,
needed.
here's the thing with the story.
There's a giant glove, and it wants to fight. It floats.
Not a bad crux of the story. Anyways, so here's where I need your help. The story.
Oh, you're missing. I feel like you don't have much villains to make this work.
I was gonna mention that as well.
That's
but
maybe something to think about.
Yeah, let's talk about another time.
Let's.
The story. So I know that recently, in the PlayStation atmosphere, both on PS4 and on PS5, they're bringing up this character called Astrobot. You familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't think he needs to be a playable character.
That would have been.
He could be, but he's too much PS4. So.
No, but that's like VR. Like that actually. If you're not going to throw a Move controller on the roster, then you throw Astrobot.
Get out of here. I don't think Astrobot needs to be a character, but because I think he is. Well, I guess he could be. He can be an unlockable if you beat the story. That's actually not a bad idea. God, I'm a genius.
I think Astrobot is worthy.
Okay.
Again, just because then it celebrates the VR portion.
Sure.
That I think we.
And at that point, add the moss, the little rat.
Okay, just keep going. I heard that game was good though.
Yeah, I heard it was good too. Batman. He sees the VR. All right, for the story. So
Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
For the story, Astrobot's been having his own series of games, and recently they've had like a little. Actually, I think it's actually part of an actual game that will come out, but if I'm not mistaken, he might have like a tech demo out there that's showing all the PS5's usage. So when the no, it is a game. So when the game comes out, you're going to be going through the game, and technically Astrobot's going through inside like the PS5 internally. So you're going to get to a level where you're going to really feel the difference with the haptic feedback and all that stuff that's on the new PS5, right? So, and then Astrobot has obviously had like those VR playrooms, or just even on the PS4 there was that playroom that was free, and they were just like silly characters and whatever. I think that one of the Astrobots, or a couple of them, or whoever, right? They're messing around with PS5. They're messing around with whatever. They're just messing around with PlayStation in some capacity. That's where I kind of need your help to.
There should be a
help
PSP somewhere.
Sure. No, of course. You're gonna have the whole history in this freaking game. Okay. So potentially he's messing around with something, and then like there's like this back area or something that catches his curiosity, right? And it's like clear, like, hey, don't mess with this, like, stay away. Astrobot's a very silly character, so he's gonna mess with it. He's not gonna stay away. So something happens where he messes with like the code or something in whatever he's in. And again, this could be the PS5 or maybe, I don't know, like in Wreck-It Ralph when they show the internet, they have all those strings everywhere and like everything ties to each other. So something along those lines, right? And he goes in there and he screws it up, right? Okay. So multiverse stuff starts happening. We've seen this time and time again, but that's the only way this character is going to meet, okay? So we have to do that Tower and True thing. It's a fighting game. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but I do want a big budget for this game, all right? So he messes
you gotta
it
get
up,
Norman
right?
Reedus, so.
Well, that's $2 million right there. So he starts messing with that, right? And then all of a sudden, like, there's like a shockwave that goes throughout all universes, right? So there's gonna be like these weird rifts that open up, and the rifts, when they open up, instead of being like a weird like distortion of time, it's gonna be like PlayStation symbols, right? Like the X, square, circle, cross, as some people would say, triangle, whatever. And then
Share.
no, that's not a symbol. And that opens up, right? And then stuff teleports. So I want your input. I'm gonna throw you a couple ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what you think, and see if you can come up with any yourself. All right. So here's one of them, right? So these PlayStation symbols that tear into the worlds, opening rifts into the universes. All right. Characters traverse from their own universe to the others and change their appearance to fit that universe. All right. So here's how one of them could be, right? Here's like the intro to each characters. Nathan Drake, right? Start with my boy, of course. I see that smile on your face. I see it. Nathan Drake, he's dodging bad guys. He's running away. There's a truck shooting at him. You know, it's a high energy scene, right? He's going through the woods and everything. He's swinging from branches and whatnot, right? He finally escapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh man, I can't do a good Nathan Drake. I can't do a good Nolan North. But he's like, oh, that was close or something, right?
That was close, Shane.
That's not his voice. And then all of a sudden, he runs into...
A fat prince. No, just continue, sorry.
No. He runs into Crash Bandicoot. And Crash Bandicoot looks very... He'll still have his features of what he looks like, but he'll be very furry, a lot more realistic to fit how he looks. And he'll be like looking at himself when Nathan runs into it, right?
How much is this game gonna cost?
That's what I'm saying. This ain't gonna happen. Okay. But I really want this to.
Okay.
All right. So and then Crash is gonna be looking at him, like looking at his arms, like what's going on, or however he talks. And then Nathan's like, what is happening? So they're all acknowledging what's going on, right? And then like behind him, you see like the rift that's open where Crash just fell from. And then they both interact. Nathan Drake can't believe what's happening. Like, what is this? Right? And then that's just an intro to the character. How they get into the story or what that is, like that's what I need.
Your 50 people are gonna have their own.
Huh?
Like all 50 of your characters are all gonna have their.
Not
like,
all 50s. There's gonna be already. The main story is gonna focus on a core group of characters. You're gonna run into others that are already dealing with this. You don't have the intro.
I want to know
time.
who's your core.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
And you got Nathan Drake and Crash.
Of course. I mean, that's PlayStation. That's Naughty Dog.
That's everyone here. Technically.
So that's kind of why I needed your help. Like, who do you think the story should focus on? Because I'm gonna just throw you out a couple more ideas, and then so you can kind of see where I'm going with this, and just let me know what you think of. All right. Due to this, unlikely pairs are formed, and unique team-ups are put together in cutscenes. So, because all these rifts are happening, right, there'd be times where fan-favorite meetups happen. So, there could be a scene where Jack and Ratchet are hanging out. Okay? And vice versa.
Not Lady Ratchet?
No. Not the new one. Yeah. So, stuff like that can happen, and then... I guess I forgot to mention it. What I want this to be similar to is Subspace Emissary from the Wii.
Yeah, Brawl.
Okay, from Brawl. As not amazing as that story was, it was those cutscenes were a blast, dude.
It was great.
It was blast.
Fun.
And then even like the dumb, what do you call it? Platforming sections when you're on the clouds fighting stupid people. That were never even in a Nintendo game before. Sure.
You fight Rayquaza?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Those were boss characters. So that's what I want to do with this. All right? But the characters you're fighting is not an eyeball. It's not a lamp or whatever there was in the game. I don't remember who you're fighting. There's actually characters from games. So depending on the section that you're in, you'll be fighting God of War enemies mixed with Chimera, stuff like that. Just little things. And then to make, and eventually you'll meet core group of characters you'll fight in some way because everything's against you, everything's new, so all these characters are experiencing everything for the first time, and they really want to know what's going on, and a cheesy way to make them fight, whatever. But since that's the crux of what you're going to be doing offline when you do verse mode, there will be unique things that happen that will restrict certain moves that you have depending on what just happened in that cutscene. Okay, so for example, one that I have here, and again, I use the same characters a lot because I didn't think this fully through, but that's why you're here, to help it out. So, perhaps weapons are lost, or paired characters are put at disadvantages to create challenges in the game. Drake has his gun stolen by a Chimera, so now his B move or whatever his gun moves are blocked. He doesn't have those anymore. So then that makes your playstyle a little different.
It's all his moves.
Huh?
I feel like that's all his moves.
No, he had the barrel in the first game.
Okay.
He had punches.
Yeah, okay.
Just
I'm listening.
an example. All right? I'm sure once PlayStation gets a hold of this amazing podcast and like, man, I'm going to hire Felipe and give him...
Well, they're outside the door right now.
$25. Yeah. I'm sure they'll figure this out, and I can consult and say no to everything. So stuff like that would happen, and then, yeah, okay. In Subspace Emissary, and even at the end of matches and stuff, what I do like about the Smash games, there's the collectibles. You got the dumb spirits in the new one. You had trophies in the old games. I think what they should be in this is CDs. Okay. And each CD has a cover of an old PS1 game. Regardless of whether that character is in the game or not, there's your cipher filter.
Are you saying that on purpose? Okay.
Yeah, it's a podcast trip. Anyways, so stuff like that, and that will be the collectibles in the game. So you'll earn a whole bunch of games and stuff that are forgotten or not going to be in this game in some way. Okay, so that'll be the collectibles.
Oh, we didn't play it from Yakuza.
I know. I thought about that too, but he's just a guy in a suit that punches. So I don't know.
Hey. Anyway, continue.
In this specifically in this mode, and maybe in some stages, there will be fun nods to iconic PlayStation memories. So an example would be maybe Jack Daxter is going through something, right? They're going through some area, right? And there's doors or whatever. They open a door. It's the hallway from PT. Jack. They don't have to go through it, but hold on. They don't go through it. It's just a nod. That's all it is. Jack opens it up, or Daxter opens it up. He looks at it. He sees that it's scary. He hears the radio. 4 people were killed last night, or whatever they say on the radio. And then he's like, nah, or something. And he slams that door because he don't want to go there. No one wants to. That was a scary game, right? That's just an example, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. another door or another, just a quick area they run through as they're trying to get to their destination, which I need your help with to choose what that destination is and how they all get together. They pass giant enemy crabs. And someone and then there's like a note or something. It's like, apparently you gotta attack the weak point for massive damage or something. Just little things like that thrown out in there. Just little things. And I think it would be very funny and entertaining for those that know. And even if you don't, it'll be quick. So you don't have to stew on it too much. So Kratos could this is good. So if Kratos is walking through, right, and he's trying to do his thing, all of a sudden he enters a whole bunch of PlayStation Home people doing their stupid dance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what the hell is this? You know? So it's just stuff like that I think would be very fun to throw in there and really show love to the PlayStation franchise. A sound cue, you know, something knocks over Ridge Racer from E3. Something.
At some point, the really loud PS2, when you turn the PS2 on, like the sound that plays.
Okay.
Like that needs to be
there
somewhere.
That could be a platform level.
Loud.
All the things like the pillars, they can be jumping through them or something.
I feel like for some of these ideas, I need to see your roster again. Let me see the roster that we're playing with here. And that way, I know not to like steal or like waste a good reference on like, hey, Rayman's not in this, but we can allude to him.
That's the thing. You can allude to anything, even if.
Well, right. That's why I'm like seeing what's not on this list of yours. Well, give me another idea if you recall while I'm thinking here and looking.
That's all I had.
So it's not just dead air while I'm looking and thinking.
Well, we can edit it out. That's pretty much all I had. I mean, just fun favorites, tag team together. Like it'd be funny to see. I don't know, Noriko and Cole mixed up. Just weird things.
Well, I think if we're not going to throw in a car, then the Gran Turismo
there can be cars.
To be. Well, I'm just saying as a character.
No, that's not going to be a character. That's ridiculous. It's hilarious, and I'd love to see it in another game, not in this one.
I think if you're going to include a nod to Assassin's Creed or Ezio, that's a background thing. Like you see freaking medieval guy and someone tries to stab him, but he's not a like actual person, and it's just bones. Or
maybe okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you have. See, I mean, you took some. If we're looking at team ups here.
Again, not fully what I'm focusing on. You can.
Gravity Rush Cat and Toro, because they're both cats.
Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. Little things like that can work.
And I think
now, of course, not. And again, every single time we see them, their art style changes, which is, and I think that'll be very.
Well, that's for Dusty.
No. I'm not specifically talking about the one that you're talking. Like the, just keep that in mind
what
too.
What if you put Toro and Cat together? That's your character.
No, what? Stop worrying about these characters. Just move on.
Okay. Deacon St. John and Knack.
See, that's what I'm saying. It can. That's where your silliness can come in. The one that you're thirsty for, apparently.
All right. Well, you got Parappa here, and he needs to be teaming up with someone.
Yeah, he does.
And if we're going for maximum fun, I would put. I mean, if you want a good like opposites attract, Parappa and Cloud.
Okay.
And then
that's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that, and they can be antagonistic in the beginning, which is what forces them to fight. But they have to.
Even though Cloud he's typecast improperly, I think. I hate
it's not right here.
No, they keep doing. They keep going backwards with him. I'm like, you've developed this character. Use the developed. It's like the straight to VHS kind of deal. Anyway, all right. I'm trying to like do a deeper cut here because I feel like it's better if we don't just say, "Oh, Nathan Drake's with this and with that."
No, of course. And again, that this part of the podcast is probably dragging out because we're trying to come up with that on the fly right now. Just what is your idea of that happening? Like, what is or not your idea? I'm sorry. What is your opinion on me choosing that as something that happens in the game?
I mean, I've been thinking about the budget involved in this.
Exactly.
And that is a hurdle my mind has to jump over.
But can't you imagine all the reaction this would get if this were to happen?
I think
that would lead to sales.
I think the art style change is the wrong call.
It has to happen.
I think the purists, so to say.
Well, no.
Fine. It's like when you got Sonic the Hedgehog movie going on.
That's just for the cutscenes. It won't happen for the actual fights. Once they actually fight, they're in whatever stage.
But why does that happen? Why do they change all of a sudden?
Because they're not gonna fight in their world. That's just where they meet or whatever, and that's just for fun. It's just for fun. I can't really put it into words, but once they enter that rift to fix what's happening, that's when they'll be in PlayStation All Stars land or whatever.
Sony Soldier Boy.
And one thing I guess I want to point out, that I feel like they did an okay job in the first All Stars, which we got to get into what we didn't like on that first All Stars. I forgot to mention that at the start of that. They did a decent job of making them all kind of fit together, which I feel like was the hardest hurdle to do with their art. Because Nintendo works like flawlessly. All their characters look like they belong next to each other in some form. It just works. And whatever art style they did for PS All Stars, the first one, it worked enough, you know.
Yeah.
So that has to be an important factor in this one as well. Keep that a similar sheen on everybody, a similar something on every person when they're actually in combat and playing. Okay, the cutscene stuff, that's just for fun.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not on your list, but you put Heihachi with Kiryu. I think you got.
Who's Kiryu?
Yakuza.
Oh.
You put those two together.
Okay.
I think you got the fanboys. You got the fanboys jumping.
Okay.
You want a nice lady duo?
Sure. That's again not trying to really focus on that too much, but go ahead.
But that's where my like seeing them interact. That's
the whole point of what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need a good lady duo.
You need to put that budget in there to make sure this happens. Because look, you're already swimming with ideas, right? Get out of the water, man. Stop swimming.
Splash. Like, I want to see Lara Croft interact with all these ladies.
Okay. Her and Nathan Drake. That's the combo I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
That's too obvious. Maybe something in the end. I don't know.
I wish I knew Jin a little better.
Mm-hmm.
He writes haikus.
He sure does.
So
him and Rappa?
He loves chasing after birds and foxes.
Sure.
I've seen a lot of that.
Okay.
So no one would be better to hang out with him than your Bloodborne man.
Okay. Sure. See, that's what I'm saying. This is where the fun comes in.
And the
story.
Man.
And only the story can do this. All right? Obviously, we're going to go into the core content.
So you're putting Snake and Sam Bridges together?
Sure. Whatever you want.
Okay, but if you're doing this and you're going to... That has to happen.
Why?
Kojima. That's his two babies.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I put Crash and Drake together.
That's... And while that's probably a little obvious, you put Sam and Snake. Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Princess Peach, or whatever he says in that cutscene.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And maybe, like, you make Deacon St. John your Days Gone guy. Like, he's the butt of every joke.
I mean, that's Knack, though.
No, Knack is, like, the guy who comes in at the end.
Okay.
Like, that's, like I think in that Subspace one, it was, like, I think Sonic shows up or something near the end.
Okay, sure.
I think Knack is like if you want to make this work, you give Knack like way too important of a role, or he becomes like I can't think of an example, like in Dragon Ball Z, like I hate to say it, but like Gohan, he's gonna do this great thing, you build it up for so long, and then he shows up and does something and then it fails almost immediately after. That's what you do with Knack.
Listeners, just to keep in mind that my original length idea for this podcast was 45 minutes.
Okay, but if you're
so you know.
The roster itself is going to take longer than that.
Okay.
All right, one more idea.
Okay.
Are we including your DLC guys?
Sure.
Because I think your Sub-Zero Scorpion.
They can be in there, but they don't have to be playable. So they can be in
what?
part of cut.
No,
well, no, because it's DLC.
They're playable.
They can have their own...
I made them playable.
Oh my God. Then fans would freak out that they're playable and then you have to pay for DLC. No.
Oh, no. They're in the main roster.
What? Oh, now you're saying they're in the main roster?
Yeah,
so no DLC.
No,
you need DLC. That's what keeps the fans interested over a long period of time. If not, they're gonna enjoy this incredible game because this is an amazing idea. If I say so myself. I am saying it myself.
Well, then Jin needs to be down here.
Oh my god. Anyways, you need DLC. That's how it works these days. That's what you need to keep interest happening. So every month or every 2 months, you release a character, and then people come back. It worked that way for Smash until they stopped doing the whole like, oh, every 4 months now we're gonna reveal somebody. So now my crew doesn't play no more. But anyways, that's what you need.
Who would you pair up with the Spyro?
Okami. Whatever his name is. Not bipeds. Fourpeds? What are they called? Quadrupeds. Or whatever. You can have... Oh, it'd be cool if someone rode Spyro. I don't know. Freaking...
He's not very big.
Noriko, because she's like...
ride him.
Yeah, because
she's like quadruple his size.
Isn't she in like China or something? So she can like... Oh, it's a Chinese dragon. It's Mushu from Mulan, and then she can go on. I don't know. That's, again... That's something for
Sweet Tooth and
someone
Grand
above my
pay. Gran Turismo with Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, where's the guns? There's only motors in there.
Just a horn.
I don't know if that's how it talks. Sweet dude. Okay, so again, as you can see, I got something brewing there. It's not concrete, unfortunately. I don't have the full idea, but ultimately, they're working towards fixing these rifts so everyone can return to their homes. Okay, and I guess this will apply to the stages. So we're moving on to the next category here, stages.
Okay.
One of the things I really liked about PlayStation All Stars, the first one, was that they had two franchises meld together in a stage.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. However, I don't like how drastic those changes were. So usually when I choose a stage, for example, in Smash or any fighting game, I like the aesthetic, I like the mood that it presents, depending on who I choose or whatever. Okay? So if I want something kind of dark, scary in Super Smash, for example, you go to the Dracula stage, you go to the Metroid stage, it stays that way throughout most of the time. There's a couple stages that shift around or whatever. And in PlayStation All Stars, it was really cool that Hades was there wrecking shop, right? And all of a sudden,
never said those words. But continue.
No, it was cool. Hades was there. He's cool. He's there slamming stuff, whatever. And then all of a sudden, what are these people? It was the not Loco Roco. Was it Loco Roco or was it? It was the Patapons, right? In that one, Loco Roco was for a different stage, I believe. Regardless, the Patapons come out, right? Oh wait, no, okay. One of the stages is what is a certain aesthetic, and then it completely changes into Loco Roco. That's an example I had. I don't like that, because then all of a sudden the aesthetic is completely gone. So I think for this one, you still have that great idea, continue on it, right? And you combine franchises and stages, but they kind of meld, like they keep a same aesthetic for the most part. So I don't want drastic changes. So an example, and again, I keep bringing this up, showing you how much I love Resistance. You're in a battlefield of some sort. Chimera's facing off against the Helghast. Okay? So they're very similar, and those franchises are actually very similar. They both, dudes with guns, shooting at each other, grenades, all that stuff, right? And then they both have, those, tripod, stalker-looking thing. I think one of them is actually called Stalker. And they're fighting off, shooting grenades at each other. So there's a war happening, right, in the background. You want to step it up a notch? Maybe Metal Gear comes out out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Ends the fight some way. It's like, no, I'm talking. So then you're throwing a third franchise in there. Just an idea. I still like the two. Makes it easier. But, hey, why not go further? Power to PS5. It'll load quickly. Another example, for example. So you got Shadow Colossus running around. If you want to do the stage interaction, they can slam on or something. Slam that dumb club he's walking around or whatever. Shadow Colossus is moving around. All of a sudden, there's some pillars or something that looks like it belongs. You see freaking Last Guardian come out. Lands on one of them. Mm-hmm. And they somehow interact. Who knows? Maybe one of the flying colossi flies by, and then Trico goes out and fights it or something like that, right? maybe you see a little boy with horns skipping across. You can throw Ico in there, so you got
Are you keeping them by developer?
No, that's just something I had in mind. They can be completely different too. That's just something I thought would be kind of neat. You're in Kratos land, right? You see
which Kratos? Greek or Norse?
You can choose both. In this specific instance, I'm thinking of Norse.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Horizon mechs.
Okay.
Start stomping on the lands.
Venusaur running around, whatever that. There was where the lady lived.
Oh yeah. That turtle thing, that was cool. You see a little bit of that giant snake. He's kind of resting, and one of the mechs disturbs it or something, and he gets up. So that can be like a thing happening in the background, and he can potentially interact with the stage in some way. I personally don't like the stage interactions, but I know why people like them. So you can have them there, or you can turn on Final Destination mode or Battlefield mode, and then you can, or whatever, turn off stage interactions.
Sony Sanctuary mode.
Sure. Clickers wandering onto Bloodborne land. Something like that. So everything relatively stays a similar tone. But PlayStation fans will know the differences and will be able to tell you. Or not to tell you, but, we'll be able to see the combo there. So that's an idea I had for some stages. Just a couple. I was going to add more to this items list, but then you came over, so I kind of forgot to add more. But for example, some items you would pick up, back to my resistance, auger rifle, shoot that, you know what the auger rifle is? Oh, you don't play it. You didn't play.
I played resistance.
But you don't know him by name as much.
No.
Okay. So the auger is the one that shoots the shield, and then you can shoot through that.
Okay.
So that'll be like an item that you can pick up, right? So that's a weapon. Even the bullseye from that game could be a weapon. So you hit that little target, and as long as you hit the target, everything you shoot will follow it. So the person could be trying to jump around.
I feel like I did something. Maybe I'm thinking of Overwatch. I think with one of the characters
that
shoot through a shield.
Some Kratos weapons, just from his long arsenal of stuff in the game.
The fists.
Yeah, the fist, the spear. I believe the spear was in the PlayStation All-Stars.
Doing the shoes.
You can have summons, right? So a bloater can come out from Last of Us.
You mean some like?
Yeah, like you know how when you
I thought you were thinking Final Fantasy.
No, like that. You grab that thing, and smash like. It's
well,
like
what is the item that creates a summon?
That's why you're here. Help me out.
I think that should be your disc.
No. You think so? Well, what are you going to collect then? You got to have collectibles. I think the disc was.
Make it like those little, like you get into. Okay, or maybe make the collectibles. You know those machines you put a quarter in and you spin it, and a little ball comes out, and inside is one of the little characters.
So little models, like figures?
Little little model figures, whatever they're called.
So then, what do they actually pick up? Just like the little capsule?
Yeah, make them all capsule
How does that
toys.
tie into PlayStation? I was trying to tie it into PlayStation by having the CDs.
Is Shenmue? Oh, that's Sega.
I mean, I guess you can like earn coins and then use that to go to a machine and you pick out something random. So I guess you can do something like that too.
I just think the discs would work because you don't know what's on the disc until you pick it up, and then because when you throw a Pokeball, you don't know what.
Yeah, but that makes sense in that franchise. You're only coming out Pokemon.
Yeah, but then they have the trophies and just Waluigi shows up.
Okay. Well, that's up for debate, but that's not a bad idea. So, stuff like that. Bloater comes out. Chimera comes out. Hades comes out. A mech from Horizon.
Which Hades?
From God of War.
Okay. Because isn't there a Horizon Zero Dawn Hades?
Yeah, but then he's like a machine or something. Stuff like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Lady Ratchet comes out. Helps along.
I think there's a Lady Sly Cooper as well.
And then that's just an idea. So obviously, I don't have the full list of items or summons, but just so you get the gist.
I want Paul from Tekken.
Sure.
Guy.
If Hachi's in there, sure. You get Slim Jim hair out. He does a punch or something, then leaves.
Well, that would be Miguel.
Oh yeah.
His taunt.
Okay. Now, it all comes down to one stage. There's a whole bunch of stages. but there's one that's special. All right.
The Sony Sanctuary.
You're putting the. It's PlayStation, not Sony.
There's just more alliteration.
Via TVs and Walkmans all over the place. There's going to be one stage similar to Final Destination, right? What I like about the new Final Destination stages is that they transfer a lot from different locations, and there's like a lot of movement. It's going into the light, all of a sudden you're somewhere else. I kind of forgot how it went, to be honest. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff happening. So I want this one Final Destination stage to have so many Easter eggs in it that only come up for a second.
Uh-huh.
All right? So here's an example of the Easter eggs I want in this. Keep in mind that, as the guy showed you earlier, the reason all this is happening, like all the riffs are happening,
mm-hmm.
and like the PlayStation symbols are what make the item appear. So that's how like an item would appear on stage. If it had just poofing, it would be like it's like a little glitch with like PlayStation symbols, and the item shows up there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want that happening large scale in the background of this stage. So whatever platform you're on, I don't know, something basic, right? But in the background, you're gonna have glitches from long forgotten PlayStation games, stuff that no one cares about, or
don't phrase it like that.
not the.
Now you're saying the glitches show up, or
it's like a glitch, so it shows up for a second, so it doesn't have to make sense for the stage. So it's not going to be Kratos land and stuff comes up to it. It's just like like something comes up all of a sudden. So here's some examples. All of a sudden, the dragon from Lair shows up.
God.
And he's controlling terribly. I don't know. You just see him there, and he smashes into a bridge. That's all I know from that game, was that demo. Genji. Remember that game? That gem on PS3?
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know. No one played it.
I feel like
I did. It was a launch, and it was... Some people played it.
I played that.
You probably did.
And didn't...
You seem the type. Take that.
My phone is dead. You're going to have to show me a picture of some Genji.
I'll show you some Genji.
Tenchu needs to be in here.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a ninja. Yeah, like a ninja.
Tenchu. You know what? That does sound familiar. You got to show me some images. Folklore comes up.
I tried to play that game. It didn't grip me, and I wanted to really.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It looked fun. The demo was fun. I played it.
I own it. You want to borrow?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I do have the PS3 hooked up. Warhawk / Starhawk comes up.
Man, you're doing some deep cuts.
I have judgment.
These are so deep, I don't think people know.
It doesn't matter. This is a celebration of PlayStation.
Okay.
Bad or good. Wonder Book, in some capacity, shows up.
This is why we need a video podcast so you can see my face.
Yeah, now, if we get enough viewers, or listeners, perhaps, guys.
Well, put a DDR pad in there.
I don't want to be those people that tell you to smash the like button, but it's there, so I might as well just hit it. Might as well just hit that like button. You know what I'm saying?
Where's the DDR?
That can happen. You can see some what are they called? Directionals happening with the sick beats. Africa.
Why are you doing this to people?
I'm telling you, it doesn't have to last for very long. It's just a little glimpses.
I wish you warned me a little before. I would have thought of some deep cuts myself, but...
Okay. Echochrome. Do you remember Echochrome?
I don't recall Echo.
Echochrome was like you're like a little dummy. Kind of looks like one of those posable figures that you use for art class. And then that thing's walking around and you use perspective and like shadows to create... Like, you solve a puzzle.
I don't remember.
It was very basic. It was a white screen and you would just hear like... of him stepping, and then like there'd be like puzzles you have to solve by turning the world in a certain way, and then like that the stairs that led to nowhere now lead to something because you did whatever. So anyways, so that's just a thing. PlayStation Home somehow makes another appearance there. Okay.
Unfinished Swan
can tie into Echochrome. Yeah, Echochrome. So you can see it all white, and then the splotches make it come to life. I don't know, something. Siphon Filter. Again, no one cares about that franchise, but it's there. For those that care about it. I added this again, whatever, but just an idea. The giant enemy crabs, again, that could be in the story mode. Ridge Racer zooms by.
You got no Dynasty Warriors.
Is that PlayStation? Because that's definitely on Nintendo now.
I mean,
Switch.
I just remember like PS2 era, that was big.
So stuff like that, real deep cuts, stuff no one cares about.
You are not explaining this.
I know. I'm not doing
like
I'm not doing a good job of doing that. But stuff no one remembers until they see it. They're like, oh yeah.
I don't know if I can see anything from folklore and remember.
No. I would remember it.
What are you gonna do in Africa? A deer?
No, a zebra. Last of Us, man. Last of Us Part 2. Spoilers. No, don't say anything. I'm just saying, stuff like that. Obviously, you can mix in some good, some more,
Africa,
more popular. I'm just saying, that's exactly the reaction I want from the stage. I want people to think it's ridiculous.
But I don't know if my brain would be, yo, they got Africa in this.
You will say that.
No,
yes, you will.
I never played.
The moment you see
that
game, you don't need to play that game. The moment you see that, you will say, yo, they actually got Africa.
I don't even remember what Genji is, and it's been bothering me ever since you mentioned it. Like,
sorry guys, give me 1 moment. Let me just.
All right, I'm gonna think of an idea. I need to see Genji.
Genji, Days of the Blade. Forgot there was a.
Would you throw Vanquish on here?
Subtitle. Yes, yeah, throw Vanquish. Show him sliding across, just doing dumb stuff. God, that's not what I remember Prophecy. At all. But I guess that's what it is.
Man, I'm gonna have to see
the gameplay.
Anyway, throw in your Indigo Prophecy. Put Ellen Page with her Beyond Two Souls.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. She needs to be a character.
No.
Yes, I completely good call. Man, let me put my notes.
You can cut Juno from the list.
No, Juno needs to be on.
You got freaking Ellie. People thought that was Ellen Page
when that
first came out.
No, but they changed her. It's fine.
They did change her.
They did change. Bald Ellie. Bald
Ellie.
Bald Juno.
No.
And then maybe have some skins.
Oh, and then the Native Americans.
And then you see the orb next to her as her like. It would work, and you know it would.
I want the Heavy Rain detective. It's gonna be.
I was thinking of having someone from Detroit, but I can't really see them being a character.
I mean,
a real fightable, like one that would be interesting. Definitely awesome aesthetic. I would be a great stage mixed with something else. Maybe have Carl walk in the background.
They're all on the back of the bus.
How can I help? I don't know what she sounds like. Stuff like that. But yeah, not as a playable character. But yeah, I don't have the notes, but this is off the top of my head. Hopefully, I don't forget anything. Moving on to modes. One of the things I did like about the PlayStation All-Stars, the first one, was that you could use your super moves to get points as stock, like killing people or whatever, taking their stock of their lives. So
I'm giving you a look.
I know you're giving me a look, but I did like that, and that should be its own mode. So it'll be called Classic Mode, Classic All-Stars Mode, or whatever.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and I think that option should still be in the new game. However, still do the thing where you can kill someone by knocking them off. Okay, because that was stupid that you would be, if you missed the tank with Nathan Drake, that's it, you don't get a kill. No, still have the option to rank up damage, shoot him out the stage, and then potentially either those mini finishers or whatever, maybe have them earned a different way, maybe through a smash ball, I'm not sure, or make it a little harder to earn them, because you would earn them quickly because that was your main way of winning. Eliminating stock would be using your finishers. So you would earn that relatively quickly, especially your level 1. So a lot of people would be spamming that. So make it a little harder to earn those. If you play well, you can earn those and use those as an option to get rid of some stock. Of course, switch it to whatever another mode you want to call it, where you don't have those. Just be normal fighting. You can just shoot them off the stage, and that's what counts. So stuff like that. Obviously, no items, all that stupidity, all that stuff. But I want to preface that I do still want those mini finishers, because I do like that. It's like a mini smash finisher, and of course it'll be the big one. It'll be all high tech. So you got if you're using Joel, for example, Echo Joel, right? All of a sudden, like he hits whatever. I don't know if it's a ball or something that he hits, right? It powers up, zooms in on him. He looks up and he's like, "All right, Ellie. It's your turn." I don't know. "All right, Ellie, you got him." And then it zooms out from, she's on a balcony, who knows where, and she's like, "Yeah, he's in my sights" or something. And then she shoots, and that was like the scene where he showed her how to use the sniper rifle in Last of Us 1. And then that would be the finisher. All right, something like that. Have that be like the mega one, but I still like the mini ones. I forgot what was the for example, I'm using Nathan Drake because he was a character in the first one. He had the tank that you
It's
threw.
been so long I could not.
Yeah, he had
anyone's
the propane tank that he threw up, and then you had to manually shoot it yourself. So it would go. I think he would shoot if you didn't do it yourself, but you have the option to do it quickly. His second finisher was he knocked over that tower from the first Uncharted. Yeah. Right, that was a good one. If they're right there, you kill them. And I forgot what his third one was.
It's been so long.
That's what I'm saying. So they would need some work, but I would want the third one to be spectacular, like the final smashes when they get all fancy. Stuff doesn't make sense anymore. All of a sudden, Fox has his ship. All right, cool.
What's the difference in why would you use one versus the other?
I don't know. Just show off. Oh, you have the option to kill more people.
Okay.
So maybe the final smash or whatever you call it in this game. Would have the ability to kill more than one person.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, not a fully concrete idea, but there's some greatness there. And that's already better than the first one.
I think...
Oh, most important, the menus have to look incredible in this game.
I mean, that's when we talk about what we didn't like from the last one.
Yeah.
I think your expansion to 3, I think you should just leave it at 2. I think
so. Have a mini one and then one big one.
I think that because then you're scrambling for ideas a little more, and then I feel like you're having to there's certain characters that you're just gonna have to really stretch it with.
Yeah, I got you. No,
big and a small,
a good input,
or big and a mid.
Yeah. All right.
Because they're gonna have special moves outside of the big ones as well.
Well, yeah, just their main B's or whatever, not B, square and triangle, all that stuff. So. But yeah, so obviously the stuff to avoid in this game, like as we mentioned with what we didn't like on the first one is, man, the presentation,
shoddy production.
It was terrible presented. The characters felt a little floaty, so there wasn't much of a oomph whenever you hit people. Mm-hmm. There needs to be some. That's the good thing about Smash. You feel the smashes every single time you hit someone. You feel that the weight of the hit that you just did. And with the first one, it just seemed like there wasn't much to it. You would just hit them and just keep going, which I guess makes sense because at that point you weren't really trying to knock anyone off the stage. But now that you are, that should be a way of winning. That has to be the way of winning, or an option to at least. Then you got to make sure those hits land and they feel good. You still got to keep that theme song though from the first one. That wasn't bad.
Theme song. I try to forget a lot about that game.
The thing is, it was a good game. It just wasn't great, and it needs to be great. It needs to be amazing.
It was not great.
It definitely wasn't. But I still had my fun.
I
finally got what I wanted, which was PlayStation Smash. It just wasn't. It didn't have the production or the money put into it as it needed to make it great.
I think limiting the way you win with the only using finishers was, I think without that, I think that was a huge,
of course,
dampening on that game.
Of course, yep. So, I mean, that's really it. I mean, did you have anything else to add, or that we maybe forgot about? Another question you had about this?
The game is insane.
I know,
and is it? I'm worried about litigation.
I don't know
in terms of the lawyers coming over to find you.
I don't have to worry about that.
The Sony's lawyers are right outside the door, and you think it's
locked.
Hey, we're gonna help you out with your great idea, but it's.
I'm not making the game.
Try to have Mickey Mouse with Sam Bridges?
Hey, what you got there?
That's a nice package. And then Nathan Drake's like, "Yeah, see."
That's not what he sounds like.
You didn't even put Elena in this. Where's Elena?
Oh, she's in the finisher.
Where?
She's in the. That's what the finisher was.
She's in the finisher.
Yeah.
Well, that's
her and Sully drop by.
That's not rated M for mature anymore.
They fly by on the plane.
Bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Sorry.
That's fine. It flew over the kids' heads, much like the plane that Elena and Sully are in, and they do something. I don't know. They're included.
I mean, if we're gonna just go all in, where's Flynn?
We don't need Flynn.
We don't need freaking Nariko.
We need Nariko.
We don't need Flynn either, but I like him.
So that's it.
I mean, why not add another Troy Baker character?
Snow from Final Fantasy 13.
Sure. There you go. And throw in... There's your Persona character. Throw in a Persona 4.
Both, Batman and Joker, right? He did that at one point. He was Joker in one in Arkham Origins, and then was Batman in the Telltale Batman?
I don't know, actually.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's Robin next. No, just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Aren't they revealing that stuff tomorrow?
Is that tomorrow?
Oh, no, Saturday. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. That dates this podcast then. Yeah. So that's my pitch for PlayStation All-Stars 2. PlayStation All-Stars Reboot.
Sony Soldiers.
That's not the title. I'm not going to even...
PlayStation?
I might mute. I might
Punks.
beep when you say Sony Soldiers.
I mean, that'll make it
sound
funny.
Like, it will. It sounds like you're saying something more terrible than you actually are. I probably won't do it. It's a lot of work.
That is a lot more work than I think you are going to be able to put in there.
Okay. So that's it.
I know. I
We
think
done?
one
Okay.
I should ask you a few questions about your idea before
Sure.
we wrap up here. As a big Smash fan myself, the music is probably one of my favorite parts.
Oh, dead silence the whole time.
No. How are you handling music in this game, viewers?
I think I know what you're referencing. You're talking about all them remixes that Smash does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too well versed in music like you are to understand how that would be handled. You need to definitely have just the standard soundtracks there. I would love remixes to some of them.
I mean, some of the songs just don't work. Like, you couldn't do...
Oh, you can, man. You got a beat to that? Just do that
Okay,
again.
no,
Ready?
well, yeah, you...
Do that again. I can't
Anyway,
do it.
but you got to do sense to that Uncharted soundtrack to make it work for...
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if you're melding stages, meld up songs.
that would be sick too. But I don't know enough about that. That's why it's not part of my pitch.
Okay.
If you have an idea, if you have an example of something right now you can do with your trumpets.
Through the Mortal Kombat movie theme.
Not even the game. Okay. The movie theme.
We're going all the way.
Okay.
They need to put that. Hey, it was in a trailer for MK11.
Maybe.
They did do something with that.
Oh, okay, sure.
Mix that with the God of War.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you get it.
Sound like a dog in the beginning. Rap.
Combine those. They can figure it out.
Okay. I'm sure they can. Someone.
I don't know. I can't do it. I'm
Sounds
tired.
terrible.
It's late. I gotta work in the morning.
I'm sure those yawns coming through. Oh, geez, it's 12:40. Okay.
It's in the AM.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a good producer, a good music producer. You put them together, they'll.
You're gonna need several.
I'm sure. Whatever.
Okay.
They can handle it. They can do it good.
How are you unlocking characters?
Through Subspace Emissary or like in Smash, just playing a lot. And eventually you unlock them. It's not called Subspace Emissary.
The tournament scene's not gonna like. I think you need to.
I mean, they did that with the new Smash. They're fine.
I know. I think that annoyed people.
They can,
That was a lot of characters to unlock, and
well, that's a
it
lot
was
more
cool.
characters.
But I guess
I should have told you what the base would be, and then we can unlock after. That probably would have been a good talking point. But we're going on almost 2 hours now, so I think we need to really dwell on that too much. But yeah, there can be a solid. I mean, it's not really that many people that I have, so there can be a solid 15 to 20 that are already there, and the rest you unlock.
I want you to count your main roster without DLC, and I'm going to talk about something fun while you do your counting.
Okay.
So, this dude thinks Sam Bridges is more worthy of a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Soldiers Royale spot than Chun-Li. And then, if you're listening at this point in time, please make sure that you put in your selections that you think we missed, because I'm sure I missed some good ones.
Keep in mind,
For the roster.
listeners, that he's talking to PlayStation. I know Chun-Li is a major video game character. This is a celebration of PlayStation. Oh, I'm done counting.
No, we're waiting on you for the count.
33.
33.
Including the potentially not happening Sora.
Okay.
That's without DLC. So you get 13 unlockable characters. You can handle that.
Okay.
Astro Bot being the final one.
I think you seem to not want to get into this, but we need more villains on this roster.
Yeah, well, just for the sake of time. That upload for the last 3 hour thing we did, that was rough.
Just real quick.
Okay.
Villains. I don't know if there's any strong enough Uncharted villains to show up on here.
No, don't do anything with Uncharted.
If you wanted to throw...
Any rush.
There's... God.
Throwback to the last podcast.
I'm worried about mentioning some villains in my head just because spoilers.
You talking about with Last of Us?
Or with God of Wars. And
Okay.
There's just...
Yeah.
It's murky water, especially because
they
focus so much on single player.
I gotcha. Let's do obvious villains. I wanted a Chimera in there, but again, it's another... I just love Resistance so much.
You need a villain. You need fodder for the villain as well. A Chimera makes sense.
Yeah, but he's just another dude with a gun. I don't know. Like, what? How's he gonna jump? I've never even seen a Chimera jump. Oh, they have them. Oh, in Resistance 3, there was the ones that had the jetpacks. Yeah. They can. It'd be a weird combination.
They can make it work.
Yeah, they can.
They got the budget.
Yeah, they sure
own
do.
all
they
of
better.
Japan and Sony. They can do it.
They do it, man. They just cancel the budget they would put on the new TVs for 2021, and you just use that budget towards this.
I mean, if you're gonna throw Catherine in here, some of those monsters could be like bosses for your subspace.
Of course, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As you're climbing, you're trying to go up the tower. And
yeah, we didn't get into the bosses too much.
Put Vincent on your main roster, I think. No, because then you can use them in the story, and I think that would be a cool like levels.
I don't know.
Or two.
It'll be cool that with every DLC character, there's like a little slice of story that gets fit in there. Because and I can't really do a good job of explaining, which is terrible for a podcast, but I do want that not everyone has to meet each other. So stuff can be going on. That will never happen. So there can be stuff going on that we don't know about, and that's what we see in the DLC.
Okay.
And then I don't know how the DLC would end.
Well, you need Sephiroth.
We also need a final boss. I don't know who that would be. I really don't want the Polygon Man from the first one again, but that's all I can think of.
I mean, is it going to be a playable character?
No. I mean, the hand wasn't forever until like one of the spirit fights at the or whatever. But I don't know.
Smash, you mean?
What would in Smash? What would be the final boss? I don't know. I can't think of anything with that. There might not have to be one. Maybe
there needs to be one.
Yeah, there needs to be one.
If we're gonna end this right, we need the final boss.
What if it's like a weird mutation of every villain in the game?
I don't know. I think that's a cop out. Like who? Look at your roster. Who is the ultimate Sony bad guy? I like Sephiroth, but I don't think he's.
No, don't carry a whole game. No. It can't be anything tied to a character.
It can. I mean, that's how you make it interesting. Like, you can make a compelling narrative by focusing on
but the whole
one singular villain being the one who orchestrates it.
It was freaking Astrobot that ruined everything, though.
Yeah, but who decided to take advantage of Astrobot's mistakes?
Well, it can be like a boss, like how you said during we fight little mini ones. We fight just like a big one, or like a few in a row. A
supersized ocelot.
Yeah, and it could be morphing. I don't know.
I think the morphing is a cop out. I think we need to decide.
What do you have?
Who's the big bad?
Because this is getting close to 2 hours, boy.
Show me the roster one more time. One more time. No, we need the best villain.
It won't be enough.
It will be.
Show me the best villain for that franchise.
Show me your list, and I got you.
There's no one here.
Yes, there is. I can think of it. I know I can find it.
You say Hades.
I'm not saying Hades. No.
Zeus.
Oh yeah, you're right. This is kind of hard. There was some PlayStation 1, I think, game. You put in CDs and it would make like a. Anyway.
Cool.
No, you put in CDs and it's like a little rabbit.
You and these rabbits, man.
Oh no, it's not jumping fun. I mean, you could also make like a Sony franchise that kind of got like spurned. They're like
spurned.
Like, oh, I could have been the Nathan Drake, but like, who's this? What's the Sony franchise that got robbed of its place in history?
But that might be disrespectful to that game.
Well, that's how you bring it back. And people are like, oh my god, they did that. Like, you want them to be like, you want the audience to be like, man, I can't believe they brought him back for that.
That might have to be a separate podcast.
Okay.
We'll name
because you don't want to just make it a giant, like the Horizon Zero Dawn boss.
I think maybe you can get a gang of underdogs as the villains. So that's where the morphing comes into place. Not so much morphing, but you knock one of them down, and then the other one. Right, my turn.
If you want your cop out, here's what you do: you make.
I just can't think of it.
Knack is the final boss, because he like absorbs things, right?
I don't know. I never played this.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he absorbs. Knack is the final boss, like a supersized Knack.
I'm sure Mark Cerny wouldn't agree.
That's fine.
Since he's the hero.
Well, he's like Dark Knack.
Okay. I don't know. We'll have to come back to that one.
I'm on Team Dark Knack.
You were just on Team Underdog earlier. You switched teams.
Team Dark Knack. That's not fun to say. Dark Knack.
Okay. Whatever. We'll know that.
All right.
Not final PlayStation. Don't not hire me because of that.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to our Sony Soldiers.
That's not happening. PlayStation All-Stars reboot. Maybe we'll have to get rid of the All-Stars since the other game took
Astro Boot.
No. PlayStation All-Stars.
Okay.
There you go.
I think that you just reset it, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, folks. We hope you enjoyed our additional education of PlayStation memorabilia to your brains with a little bit of an educated discussion, courtesy of Elmo and Felipe. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of Educated Discussions. I'm Elmo here alongside my other brilliant co-host. Start it over. I got this.
Just go.
No, start it over.
Oh,
I got this.
Pause it. Okay. Oh.